beyond the pounds that you have lost, how have you felt? Like, what has this done for you in other ways?
And the biggest thing is my mobility. Like I used to not be able to cross my legs, or like to put my left leg up on my right knee. I used to have to grab my pant leg and put my leg up. So I couldn't hardly tie my own shoes. I would just kind of leave them loosely tied. Uh, Doing stuff around the house. Yesterday I was out in the yard for 5 hours doing yard work that I would have just in the past done the bare minimum, or had spread it out over a few days instead of just getting it all done at one time. And something I've actually talked about a lot in the last few days for whatever reason is going to the bathroom was really difficult at 500 pounds. It's just something that you don't really think about unless you have to deal with that. But like reaching those areas is difficult. Now it's not been a problem. I used to break toilet seats all the time at my house. I don't do that anymore. And yeah, really it's improved every part of my life. My daughter was in a rec league soccer, and for their last practice they had a thing where the parents kind of played against the kids, and I wouldn't have been able to do that 2 years ago. I would have probably sat at home instead of gone and played soccer with a bunch of kids. So it's definitely improved everything.
That's what I was going to ask you, is about the effect that it's had on your family, because we don't live in a bubble. You're doing this amazing transformation and people are seeing this. So what's the effect been on your family, like your wife, let's say?
Yeah, well, I mean, she switched over to this diet. She's lost like 60 pounds since eating this way too. And we're not going to the gym. It's been on our plate that we've lost this weight. And so she's seen that benefit. Her parents have actually switched over to this way of eating, and they absolutely enjoy the benefits. My mother-in-law had real bad arthritis in her hands, and she's seen relief with that. And so they've had improvements. My kids are eating this way now as well, or they're not eating quite this way, but they eat a plant-based diet, and then we kind of throw some food in there because they don't try every meal, or they don't like every meal. So we got to make sure that they get some food in them, but they are vegans now. I guess my kids are always asking if that food's vegan or if they can eat this thing or that thing. And so, and my son used to have, or he has, lactose intolerance. In kindergarten, we had to get a doctor's note to send to the school to say, hey, don't give our kid any milk with the lunch they get. Now we pack their lunches because it's impossible to get a vegan lunch for the kids, but his health has improved. My daughter said that she used to get stomach aches a lot, and now she doesn't get stomach aches anymore. And just overall, they have, I think, from what I can tell, their health has improved too because of this.
That's really great to hear. It really breaks my heart to see kids getting an early start, like, at 2 years old, or at like a McDonald's or something, and they're just eating a lot of fast food, a lot of junk food. And part of the attitude is, well, they're kids, but the way I see it is they're getting an early start on getting these cravings that can turn into things that could lead them down the road that you were on.
Oh yeah, I was the fun dad. I would stop at a gas station on the way home, and I would have a bag of candy in my hand when I came in the door, and I'd be giving them candy when I got home. And it was probably 3 months into eating this way that my wife was making a meal for us, and then she was making kind of the same stuff that we used to make for our kids. And about 3 months in, we kind of had a conversation, and we're like, if we really feel like this is the healthiest diet for us, that it's giving us the best chance to live a long and healthy life, then we aren't doing our kids any favors by feeding them this junk food still. And when they get older and they move out, they'll have to make their own food choices. And if they start to notice that they're getting overweight or they're having health consequences, we gave them a blueprint for how to get back to a healthy track. And that's all we can do while they're in our house.
Exactly. I think that's a great way to look at it.